Hello and welcome to this trigger point yin yoga session. So trigger points are points in your body where toxins build up and they can be a source of pain. And we're going to work on those using cork balls. You can also use tennis balls. For this session you'll also need your water bottle because when we're working on these points the toxins are released and it's really important to drink lots of water to flush them out of your system. You'll also need a block, and optional you can have a blanket and a bolster. So the first pose we're going to start with is to stretch our body a little bit before we start using the cork balls. It's called a toe squat. So you're going to get on your knees like this, and then really stretch your foot back like this. I can't really do this foot because I had an operation a few months ago, so I'm still recovering. And while we're doing this pose, we're also going to do shoulder stretch to kind of distract us from the pain. So this will be two minutes, and I'm starting the timer now. So take your hand and put your wrist on your hip like this and use your other hand to stretch it until you can't anymore. So right now you should feel your feet and one of your shoulders. You're already almost halfway through with your first shoulder. Remember to breathe. So often for these trigger points we stay in poses for up to 3 minutes. And the first minute is often the worst. It gets better. Okay, so you can gently release your arm, and we're going to go with the other arm now. Stay in this position with your feet. If it's really too much, you can come forwards a bit and pull your arm, your elbow forwards until you can't anymore. Deep breaths. While you're in these positions, you can do 4 count on 4 inhale, 4 hold, and then 4 exhale. So inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. You're almost there. 10 more seconds. And slowly release. Very slowly come out. Oh. You can tap your feet. Come onto all fours. And now sit down and give yourself a little foot massage. The more you do these poses, the easier it will get. So if this is the first time you're doing this and you're feeling a lot of pain, that's okay. It's normal. It will get better and your body will thank you later for this. Massage the other foot. And take a sip of water. I'll remind you to take a sip in between each pose. The next pose we will do is the caterpillar pose. In yin yoga it's called the caterpillar pose, and in other yogas it's called just a forward fold. So swing your legs out in front of you and breathe in and out, fold forwards. If this is too strong for you already, you can lift your knees up a little bit, bend your knees. It's not about trying to get as close as you can to your legs, it's more about feeling a stretch in the back of your legs. And we're going to stay in this pose for 2 minutes. This kind of yoga practice is best to do it in the evening because you might feel a bit drowsy later on, which is completely normal. You're releasing lots of stuck energy and toxins in your body. Try and lengthen your spine on your inhale and fold a bit more on your exhale. And the more you breathe, the more your body will feel relaxed and ease into the pose. If you forget to breathe, your body will will activate its stress response and your muscles will tense up. And that's not what we're trying to do. That will make this process a lot more tricky and difficult. So we have about 40 seconds left. Remember your slow, deep breathing. And slowly come up. Okay, so now we're gonna do our first pose with the cork balls, or the tennis balls. So you need to take 3 fingers and place your fingers right at the bottom of your leg, right here. And this is where you'll place your ball. You might, if you have a bolster or a pillow, you might want to use it for this pose so you can prepare it. So 3 fingers. I'm going to do this leg first. From the very bottom of your leg, place it there. And 3 fingers here. Okay, find your balance. Okay, we're gonna stay 3 minutes in this pose. If you want, you can bring a bolster here and try to lean forwards, if that helps. So trigger points are specific points, but they also have what we call satellites that branch out from them. So when you're putting these balls in place, you might feel like you've hit the spot, but if you actually move a little bit more, you'll find that this is the actual trigger point. So whenever we place the balls in place, you can move around a little bit and try to find the best spot for them to be. You'll know when you find it. Usually it feels quite painful. So we've already done about 1 minute. We're staying 2 more minutes in this pose. You can choose to move slightly or just staying still, whatever feels best for you. And remember your deep breathing. When we do yin yoga, we stay in poses for an extended amount of time. And when we do that, we work especially on the ligaments and the tendons. So it's a really good kind of yoga for your joints. We got about 30 more seconds in this pose. And slowly and gently come out. So you may have noticed we started with our feet and we're slowly making our way up the body. So now we're actually going to do 4 trigger points at the same time. So for this one, you're going to come onto your knees. You can put a folded blanket underneath your knees like this. And you're going to find the thickest part of your calf. And so when you put the cork ball in the widest part of your calf and sit back down, you're going to be working on the trigger point that's on your calf and the back of your thigh at the same time. So we'll stay in this pose for 3 minutes. Starting now. If this is too strong, you can lean forwards a bit, and when you feel ready, you can slowly let your weight fall back on your legs. You can also put a block underneath your butt if that feels better for you. And after this pose, we're going to do something called a rebound pose. Rebound is like a mini shavasana where you just lay down and you let your body take in what just happened and rest and relax. We're already 1 minute into this pose, so the worst should be over. I'm slowly starting to straighten my upper body, allowing more weight on those points. And when you feel ready, you can put your hands on your thighs. We're halfway there. Remember to breathe deeply, unclench your jaw, relax your face muscles, relax your upper body. You're already 2/3 of the way, only 1 minute left. You can do this. This is really good for you. Your body will thank you. It's normal to feel some heat building up in your body. Afterwards, you might feel a cold rush or a heat rush. Everybody's body reacts slightly differently. Last 10 seconds. And slowly come out. Take the balls away. Bring your legs out in front of you and rub the areas. Give yourself a little squeeze, a little massage, and drink some water. And now you can lay down for your first rebound pose. Just 1 minute of rest. Let your body completely relax. And slowly turn onto your side and push yourself up. So the next pose we're going to do is your hamstrings. So this is another seated pose. So for this pose, you need to find your sits bones. So your sit bones are the pointy bones that you sit on. Place both balls right there. And then roll back. So you find that spot where your hamstrings are connecting to your bone. Right there. And we're going to stay here for 3 minutes. You can move around a bit until you find the best spot. If this is too much, use your arms and hands to push yourself up a bit, take the pressure off. This is the part of our body that we sit on all day, and we often don't do much to take care of it. So if this feels very painful, that's absolutely normal, especially if you sit a lot during the daytime. We're at more than a minute in, so the worst is over. If you are pushing yourself up with your hands, maybe try to release some of that now. See if you can put a little bit more weight. Make sure your upper body is nice and straight and you're not rounding in your upper back. One last minute. deep breaths. Remember your count of 4, 4, 4. Slowly, slowly roll back and take the ball away. Give yourself a little rub. Take a sip of water. And you can lay down for the rebound. So here you can just relax. Take some deep breaths. Thank your body for letting you go through these poses. You may feel some emotions starting to arise, and that's okay. Often when you don't express your emotions, they don't just disappear, they get stuck in your body. And often that happens around the hip and the back area. So if in the next couple days you feel emotions arising, that's okay. And slowly turn on your side and sit up. You can take a sip of water. Now the next pose we're going to do is the IT band right here. So for this pose, you need a bolster or some kind of pillow, and you'll measure with your hands. So you need to find your hip bone right here, the pointy bone, and place the bottom of the palm of your hand here, and then find kind of like the middle point of your thigh, and then move it to the side, so it's the outer side of your thigh. And we're going to use both balls here, so one goes to that point and the other one goes about a finger away from it towards your knee. And then you're going to lay on your side like this and use your other leg as a kickstand. So we're going to stay in this pose for 3 minutes starting now. So again, if this is really too strong, you can push yourself up with your elbow and with your other leg. If you have a block nearby, eventually you could lay down, put your head here, and remember to, over time, let go and allow yourself to put more weight on the point when you feel ready. We're already 1 minute in. So now is a good time to readjust. If you feel like you want more of a challenge, you can put your other leg on top to add a bit more weight. Again, in each of these poses, you can choose to stay still or to very gently move around a little bit. One last minute. You got this. By now you should start feeling a bit less pressure. Last 20 seconds. And slowly come up. And sit up. And rub the area. Squeeze a little bit. Maybe tap. And when you're ready, we're going to switch to the other side. Okay, so remember to measure. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to put the block behind the bolster so it's all ready. So find your pointy hip bone and measure using your hand, and then rotate it to the outer side of your thigh. That's your first point. And the second point is about 1 finger away, so the 2 balls shouldn't be touching, and the second ball is nearer to your knee. Okay, and use your other foot as a kickstand, and 3 minutes starting now. Your hip bone, it's really important that it's on the ground and you're not trying to lift it up off the floor. And try to keep your leg straight. If you feel comfortable and ready, you can lay your head on the block. Remember to keep your hip bone on the ground. And you've already made it 1 minute. Great job. If you feel ready, you can move your leg on top, your other leg. And if you're not ready, you can keep it as a kickstand behind it. That's completely fine. You're halfway there. Deep breathing. Relax into the pose. Check that you're not tensing anywhere. Last 10 seconds. And slowly, slowly come out. And rub the area. Squeeze, tap. You can jiggle a little bit. And drink some water before we get into our rebound pose. Okay, so you can lay down for a 1-minute rebound. And slowly turn on your side and push yourself up to seated. Now, the next pose, you may need a bolster. So make sure it's near you. And we're gonna lay it on our side and essentially do the same pose that we just did for the IT band, but this time will be for your sitting muscles, so your butt. So you'll need your bolster and a block. You'll use just one cork ball, so you need to already get yourself in position on your side. And you're gonna place the cork ball on your sit bone, so that pointy bone, and then roll down so it rolls up and then away from the center of your body so you're on your side. So I'm going to start the timer for 3 minutes. Oh, this is a strong one. If you want, you can lay your head on the block. You can move your hip around slightly. And again, if you want more of a challenge, you can put your other leg down or on top of the other one. I think this is enough for me, so I will stay here. Remember to breathe. You're already more than a minute into this. Relax your muscles. one last minute. While we're here, I'll just tell you the reason why you need to drink lots of water in between these poses, and actually after the session as well. You should continue drinking lots of water, is if you don't, you might get a really bad headache the next day. Also, if you're a smoker, you shouldn't be smoking on days that you do sessions like this, because while the nicotine's in your body, your muscles can't regenerate. 20 seconds. Last 2 deep breaths. And slowly come out. And roll out. Oh. And rub. Remember, it's normal if you feel sudden gushes of heat or of cold. And drink some water. And we'll do the other side. So set up your bolster or your pillow and your block. And get on your side already. Find your sits bone. And then roll a bit down so the ball goes up and to the outer edge this way, away from the center of your body. Oh yeah, I found it. And 3 minutes starting now. And you can lay your head on your block if that's comfortable for you. And remember, if you want a bit more of a challenge, you can lay your back leg on top of your bottom leg. I'm gonna stay here for now. In yoga, what you do on one side of your body, you should do the same on the other side. So if you went for the challenge on the other side, go for it on this side as well. You may notice imbalances between your left and your right side of your body, and what you can do to over time balance both sides of your body. For example, often if you're right-handed, your right side will be a bit more flexible than your left, is not to push yourself when you're doing your right side. So ease into the pose, and when you're doing your left side, then you can push a little bit more, and over time, the balance will find itself again. You're more than halfway there. Are you relaxed? Relaxing your muscles, or are you tensing? Now is a good time to check. And you have under a minute left. Last 30 seconds. body away from the ball. Sit up and around the area. You may feel sore in these areas that you're working on for about 48 hours. Drink some water. And you can lay down for the rebound. And slowly turn on your side and sit up. And now we're gonna work on the front of our hips, so you don't need anything for this. You can move your bolster and your block away. And we're gonna work on these little ligaments right here. So because these muscles are smaller, we're only gonna stay in this pose for 1.5 minutes. So lay on your belly for Sphinx pose. So Sphinx pose is when your elbow is aligned with your shoulder, and then your arms are parallel to each other like number 11. And you're gonna place the cork balls right on the inner part of your hips, like that. And 1.5 minutes starting now. Remember to keep your elbow aligned with your shoulder and look down, because if you look forwards, you're straining your neck. You don't need to do that. You can slowly move around a little bit if that feels good for you, or you can stay still. Now your hip muscles are directly connected to your diaphragm, which is connected to your lungs. So when you're breathing, you're literally helping those muscles relax and get the oxygen that they need. So imagine when you're taking in those deep breaths, you're bringing all the good oxygen to the places that may be stuck. And when you're breathing out, you're letting out all the bad things that your body doesn't need anymore. And you're almost done. Last 9 seconds. And slowly, slowly come up and away. Onto all fours, take a sip of water. And it's time for a rebound. And rest for 1 minute. And turn on your side, push yourself up. Now we're gonna do a shoulder point using both balls. So for this one, you're gonna lay on your back, and you'll place the ball in between your shoulder blade and your spine, but it's important that it doesn't touch either your spine or your shoulder blade. It's right in between. So it should be about here. And the other ball will go on the other side of your spine. Lay down. Place the balls. You might need to roll a bit to find the right spot. And we're gonna stay here for 3 minutes starting now. If you want more of a stretch, you can take your arms up above your head, or you can stay here. Now slowly roll the balls out and stay like this so you can do your 1 minute rebound. And roll on your side to push yourself up to seated. Take a sip of water. We have 2 more poses left. So for this, you'll need a block and put it on its side like this. And we're going to do the base of our skull for about 3 minutes. So you lay down and you place your block right where you can feel your skull starting to round. Gotta find the right spot. Okay, I'm starting the timer for 3 minutes. And you can slowly rotate your head from side to side. And if you feel any really tight spots, you can stop or you can keep going. I love this one. If it's more comfortable for you, you can extend your legs or you can keep your feet on the mat. And keep going slowly, rotating your head, releasing all the tension. If ever you want to stay in poses longer, it's safe to do so. You can stay for up to 6 minutes. But if you start feeling a tingling sensation or numbness, then that's your body telling you to come out of the pose. Remember your deep breathing. Last 20 seconds. And slowly come up. Take a sip of water. We'll do our last rebound before our final pose. So 1 minute. Relax into your mat. slowly come up. And the next pose is for your temples right here. So since these are smaller muscles, we're only going to stay in this pose for 2 minutes, and we'll do it on each side. So you can lay down on your side and find your temple here. And here we go. This one's a nice one to move around a little bit gently. "30 seconds have gone by. You're halfway there. 1 more minute. I can feel it radiating all over my head. This is going to be a really nice release. Remember to breathe deeply. Last deep breath. And slowly come up. Take a sip of water. And let's do the other side. Find your temple and lay down. 2 minutes starting now. This side may feel slightly different than the other. If you suffer from frequent headaches, this might be the source of your problem. You might have a lot of things stuck right in this spot. Last 20 seconds. slowly and gently come up. And that was it. You've done it. Now you've earned yourself a really nice Shavasana, but before you get into Shavasana, take your last sip of water. And remember to keep drinking throughout the rest of this day, even after the session. Lay down in a comfortable position. You can even put a bolster under your knees if that feels good, or a blanket on top of you. Have your palms face up and relax into place. Feel your body feel light and relaxed. Feel gratitude for all that you've just done. And just rest. Slowly roll onto your side. Push yourself up to seated. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this session. Namaste.